Jenga. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, let me tell you. When you want to import huge data sets in a particular database, you can store that particular data first in Excel. Then from there you can import from Excel direct to the what? To the database. So let me share my screen and show you how we go about it. So we want to import data from we want to import the data from Excel to Workbench. From Excel to Workbench. So. Okay, this is my Workbench. Let me open it. Okay, this is a sample. This is actually the data. These are the databases. You can create one database and insert values direct. So let me show you. When we click just a minute. Let's say, for example, you have created this database here. Let's use this one. So this is a sample table. So this is a sample table. You can see here we have options for importing and exporting data. So we have that option. So when we click on this one here, let's select any row, insert new records. You can see we have insert new records here. You can insert from that part. Okay, export, then import records from an external file. Yes, I think you can see what I'm doing. From there you can browse the file. Let's say, let me check any data that I have. Who has a sample data set? You can be doing this in your machine, sir, as we go on. Let's see, we don't have anything here. We can see we have a CSV file there. From there you can do next. This is existing table, alliance table. Now we have something here. If you are importing data, huge data, with just entries that is not corresponding with the number of entries in your created in your database, this method will not work. So create a new table. You can create a new table, for example, or I was saying if the entries that does not exist with the table present in your database and they use existing table, we will not get that particular what. that particular entry. So from there, I'm creating a new table from Alliance, and it is called the movie popularity, for example. I can see next. You can see here what we have is data. So the data that is present in my popularity. So from there, the entries of that particular Excel file, you can change its data type. I mean, this is the source column. We have the ID. It can be integers, double binary, determine all those things. Popularity, double, these things here, vote count, integers. Also, when we click next, what happens? The following task will now be performed. Please monitor the execution. So I can click next. And data importing data files. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So you'll do that in your machine at your own time. So that's how we import. Yes, Bill?
Can you please repeat where you are getting the import function?
Okay. You can see my scale workbench has encountered a problem. So I can close it. I don't know which problem. Now, let's talk of unit data. Let me show you. I have a unit data called mesh here. I want to copy this data to I want us to see the kind of data that we are importing. So the kind of data that we are trying to import. Let's edit open first. Let's wait for it to open. I want you to have a view of yes, this is the data. You can see this is our UNG data. We have how many entries? We have how many entries can you see here? This is a large data set. Not actually large. It's only what? 4,000. Yes. 4,000 entries. 4,000 entries. Now, when you want to import that particular record in your database, what do you do? You click on this one here. On this, so this is for importing new records. This is for exporting. This is for exporting new records. So now
So my question is,
Yes,
you are importing data that you didn't design it in the workbench.
yes.
Perhaps I mean the columns are not structured the way they were in the workbench. What happens now?
Okay, we have two options. You can import data the way it is. You create a table with that particular data set. Or you can use an existing table to insert those data directly that into that table. Now, I was saying, if you are importing this data to a table that was not that the number of entries does not correspond with the Excel sheet, you will get an error. That's why I opt to create a new what? A new table which carries all the information that I'm going to import. So that's why you click here, import records from an external file. When you click that way, you browse you have the where you have the files.
Excuse me sir, excuse me.
Pardon? Yes.
Hebu rudia hiyo place umesema sijui external files.
Okay. Uh, let's say for example here, this is a table called teachers. If I want to import data from external file which has entries more than these ones here, let's say it has how many entries for our case, for example, uh, this has 5 entries. Now this one has let assume this has 6 entries and they want to combine the data sets together. It means you cannot combine them because the number of columns into the two storages does not correspond. That's why I was saying you can import the whole, you can create a new table which carries the information that you want to insert in this particular record. Now that's why I was saying when you click here on inserting this particular record and let's see.
Hey, excuse.
Yes.
Naona kitu umefinya ndi kuleta hiyo option ya external data ndio nataka kuona.
Oh, this one here. Umepata sasa?
Sina hiyo. Hapo ya
Huh?
niko tu na hiyo part ya export. Hiyo tu.
Is it possible to share with us your screen?
Iko kwa laptop natumia simu. Like unaona the same option yako uko na export na import.
Yes.
Alafu uko na two icons hapo. So mimi niko tu na moja.
Gani? Uko na gani?
Ya kwanza.
This one here.
Hiyo, yeah.
Hauna hii?
Yeah.
Wait. Which version are you using?
No, even myself, maybe I can share my screen.
You can share your screen actually.
Alafu kuna mtu anajaribu kuingia hapa na you are not allowing her in.
Hebu nione. Okay. Share with us your screen, please.
It is this one.
Opening invoicing.
Okay.
I
want you to open a table which has values. You can open the HR database
or invoicing.
Yes. Expand tables. then choose employers.
Okay.
Okay, so kuna import na kuna export, si ndio?
Okay, thank you.
I think huyo mwingine amepata, si ndio? Okay, let's try to do it. So you can import now. Click on import, then choose the file. Choose your file. I've noticed you have to choose the CSV file. So the CSV file. You notice that the one that I was trying to import is an XLSX. So let's try.
Excuse me sir.
Yes.
Kuna mtu ako hapo kwa line ana wait muingize na bado hujamleta in.
Okay, nilimuingiza kitambo.
Bado anasema bado.
Hebu ajaribu kujoin.
Ndio hiyo ako kwa hiyo link bado with asking to join. Bado anajaribu, imemwandikia asking to join, waiting for somebody to let her in.
I think I'm not getting that notification. You can see we don't have such notification here. Sindio? Akikuja tu namwonea hapa. And lazima nipate hii update. So nitamleta into. Sawa.
Ni sawa.
Let's continue. Now I was saying, when you want to import this one here, we have to import a CSV file. So you change the Excel into a CSV. So the one that I was trying to import is an XLSX. So let's say I want to import this country CSV file. I click on open, then I click next. We have country. We want to create this country and alliance. So use the existing table. I don't want choose the existing table. I want to create a new. And you can say drop that table if it exists. But I don't have such table. So you can click on next, for example, and you will notice that what we have here is the data for the data contained in your CSV file. From there you can change the data type here, but mine is they are all text, and from there you can click on next. Okay. Prepare importing data file. So these two operations will be performed. But now, if you are connected to a local host, I think it will not. Your database must be connected to the root host. By root host, I mean this one. Yeah. This is a local instance, MySQL. So I'm sure I'm not connected to the server right now. Let's execute and see what will happen. So prepare import, yes. So import the data file. Now let's wait and see what will happen. I think as we wait, this one it might insert values directly if you are connected to the root host. But for our case, we are on local instance MySQL. So those ones who are familiar with the XAMPP, the ones familiar with those who are familiar with this XAMPP, you note that this process is very simple. The process is very, very simple. You just import direct, even without being connected to anyone. But let's try to export this particular data let's say I have sorted my data using my commands and I want to export this one, so I can click on export to an external file. This is a CSV, and let's see. Okay, let's import it here and see what will happen. I think you are following, eh? Cinder. Are we together? Let's have this one here before we start our class. Let's see, come on, Mifika. You can see we have our CSV file here. Let's open it. What do we have here, guys? I think you can see we have the same data we have imported, we have exported, I mean, data from database to Excel. So, are we together at that point? Yes,
Yes, we are.
Joel?
I have a weird question.
Yes.
Is it possible to import this data without a database?
Okay. Where will we be importing to? Hatutakuwa na place ya ku import serial because
Okay.
for you to import the data, you are importing to a specific one thing, the database name must exist. Serial. The database name must exist first because you are creating a table under a certain database. Are we together? Mr. Joel.
Okay.
So is it possible for Joel's case to create the database? Then we
Pardon?
create a table. Is it possible to create a database
Uh-huh.
and then we create a table with only the table headers? Then we
Uh-huh.
import it and use the same headers, maybe so that you don't have the entries in the rows already.
Oh, I've got your point.
Yes.
It's like a sample data. So you want us to import in data to a specific table with headers already created in a database.
If that might work, maybe Joel's case might be solved.
Okay, let's see. This one I will not accept it. I don't know why. Nani yake ime imported the data. You have exported but not imported. Nani ana experience the same problem. Okay, let me try. What I want us, we have a sample database here. This data here, let me see what we are going to do. Just a minute, just a minute, I pick my phone here. Claro. Yeah? Claro. Mami, ya está, mami, un video na fotografia não, não, não tá. Ela não me ganha, mas me. Eu chegando, mas não tem como. Okay, let's have a table with only headers. So we can have a table with only headers. Then from there you can import that particular data, the particular data from the Excel to that table. I think we can research on that before we can do more research on that. So let's dive on what we were supposed to cover today, please. Sit down. Is it making sense? Because I haven't tackled such task. So are we together, guys? I want us to open the lesson 4 data, the lesson 4 commands from this part here. You open SQL script on lesson 4. Where's the lesson 4? Commands for lesson 4 on the 4. Yes, we have them here. We have something that we call join. We have something that we call join. Join in SQL is used to just to join tables. So you can join tables based on one entry. For example, you can join the IDs of people in this table. You compare with the same entry in another table. So in another table. Let's see. So we have the three types of joins. We have the inner join. We have the inner join. We have the right and the left. You can join from the right and the same from left. So now, what is now this inner join? What is an inner join? An inner join will combine records from two tables whenever there are matching values in a field common to those two both tables. So I want us to look on orders. I want us to look on orders, and from that order we will do something there. So let's select everything from orders table. Select everything from orders. Oh, let's open the orders. Orders is under which database? Orders is under which database, guys? Kabila. Orders is under which Kabila, orders is under which
Yes, true.
database?
Iko kwa database, yes, true.
Store, Sido. Let's open it. The orders database. Yes, it's here. From there, we copy this one and we can have it here. Okay. If you check here, And orders table, we have what? We have the order ID, we have the customer, we have the order date, status, comment, ship date, shippers ID, so. Now, what we mean by inner join, you will notice that in this table, we want, if you check this command here, we want to join what? To join the customer ID. You will notice that customer ID is common in this table together with the customers table. Let's open the customers table. Yes, we have the customers table here with us. We have the customers table here. That is the customers table. And the customers table, you can see that we have the customer ID, first name, last name, birth date, phone, address, city, state, and a point. So. Now, I want to join these two tables. Using the customer ID. So that I can have the first row combining everything here from the first row where the customer ID is 1 together with this table here. So that we don't have the duplicate, we can have 4 rows of one customer and one row, the data of one customer and one row. Now, the syntax for inner join is very simple. We select everything from orders. Now we join customers. So we are trying to join this customers table on orders.customer ID. So on orders, we join with the customer ID on orders table together with the customer ID on customers table. So on customers table. So that I want you to check what will happen here when I execute this command. So the syntax is select everything from orders, then join customer on this one, which is equals to the customers.customer ID. So then from that point we can execute this command. Let's see what is happening here. Let's see what is happening. Let's have them here. Let's have this one here. Let's try to see. Which database are we using here? We are using okay. So you have to execute the. So we use stores, huh? Use store. Then we run this command. So I'm telling the compiler that everything that I'm doing here is done on the store database. So when I execute that one, I get that particular. Okay, let's run this. Okay, you can see here what we have now here is the owner's ID, customer ID, order date, status, comments, ship date, ship ID. Then from there we have the customer ID again. Remember, this table for the owner's store ends at shipper's ID. Ends at shipper's ID, and the customer's table ends with or start with the customer ID. So ends with start with the customer ID. Now combining these two tables, the compiler will be basing or the argument on this particular customer ID. So that's why when we execute this command here, for example, you will notice that the customer ID number 6, the customer ID number 6 here, we have it up to this point. So this is the customer ID number 6. If we check the customer ID number 6 on both the order's ID and the customer ID, we will get all these details concerning that particular customer. For example, the first name on customer ID number 6 and customer's table is this one here. And from let's see. So if you have any question, if you experience any problem when running this command in your machine, please feel free to ask. So you can raise your hand and ask what you don't get, what you are not getting. So now check here. I want us to check the customer ID number 6 with customer ID number 6. The customer ID number 6 is the one starting here is Elka Twindeli. So Elka Twindeli. Let's check on the other one. On the other one, customer ID number 6. Number 6 is this one here. This one here. This is the customer ID, and we have all the records for that customer. So we can join those particular two. We can join those particular two entries from that point. So who has not been able to join? Who has experienced any problem in joining them? Mr. Benson.
Yes.
Are you able to join those two tables?
Not yet.
Are you able?
I'm finishing up on the
Pardon? Pardon. I want to hear from you.
I said I'm finishing up on the command itself so that I can actually find out if I'm able to. I was wondering what you're doing first, then I'm still pulling up.
Oh, okay. Amondi, I want to hear from you. And Scholar, I want to hear from you.
I'm also finishing up on the command.
Okay, I want nataka kila mtu execute the same command in his or a machine. Then you can give us the what you are getting, or what do you think we can join from those two tables using the inner join, so that we can dive on the other two joins. So
Yeah, please display your screen kindly.
Pardon your point, please. Mr. Benson.
Please display your screen kindly.
Sawa. Karo. Yara mukuru wewe ndaga kile nyangai. So let me share my screen with you. let me share my screen with you. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. So do you wish to stop? No. That's the process for exporting. Oh, I'm presenting now. See there.
No, wait.
Is my screen visible from your point?
Present the workbench.
Okay, that's the workbench. So this was the command here. So we selected everything from others. We joined the custom ID with this one. So if you are experiencing any difficulty when doing this command here, you can type use others. Use others. So you can use the others. You can just type use others. Or use store as your database. Then you execute the command. You run these two commands here. That's the command for store orders. The other one is for store.customers. And from there now, that's when we can combine those two tables using the custom ID. So using the custom ID. So the above command will combine orders table together with the customers table with the custom ID being equal. That's what you are combining. So the other command here, the following command will only return orders ID, first and last name from the joint table. Because we have not selected everything from orders. So you remember the syntax for selecting only a column in a particular table. The syntax is very simple. You select, instead of using star here for selecting everything, you can specify what? You can specify those columns. So you can specify those columns from the orders table. Then you can join the customer's ID orders with these ones here. Now let's execute this command here. You can see we have combined them here, but what we have is the order ID, first name and last name. That's how we can pick specific entries when doing inner join. Another thing, the other type is the left join. The left join keyword will return all records from the left table, let's say the table 1, and the matching records from the right table, that is table 2. So the result is 0 records from the right side if there is no match. So if the records from table 1 is not matching with the records on table 2, then the returned output will be 0. So we will have 0 records because that left join has not captured any information from the two tables. So but now, how do we do such command? Let's check on the customer's ID, the customer's table. We have here the customer ID, first name, blah blah blah, mpaka kwa the point. Point is the last entry under this one. We can select customer dot first name. We can select the first name, order ID from customers. Now, what are we doing here? What we are doing actually is I want you to check here. Selecting customer first name and order ID. This one here is the table 1, the other one is table 2. So we are selecting from the customers and we are left joining. Let's see the command for this one here. Let's see it. Yes, it's here. Now, I want you to check on this. On this table here, this is the same table that we have demonstrated with on the inner joins. And if we select the first name from the customer table, we combine with or we join with the orders ID from the orders table. So we can left join customer ID. We can left join. We can do left join of orders on the customer table. So on the customer table, where we base our argument on or we equate our customer ID to be equal from customers and the customer ID. So from customer and customer ID. Then from there you can apply. You can handle your program there, or you can apply the underby clause. So this one here start from that point. So now let's execute the command and see what will happen. When we execute this command here, you will notice that we have the first name and the owner ID. We have the first name and the owner ID. So we have the first name and the owner ID. Let's continue. You will note that the first name here is on pardon?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Like hiyo kitu tumefanya kwa left join, sijaelewa tu what this code does.
Pardon?
Hiyo left join like sijaelewa kitu hapo.
Umepata ina join, si ndio?
Ina join nimepata.
Okay. Acha turudie. Sawa. Let's repeat. Check this one here. Here what we have is the orders table. And these are the here is the customers table. But in my command here, I select customer dot the first name. Under customers here, I want you to check the first name. So the first name is this particular column here. So is this particular column here. I think we are together at that point. And when I want to select now, what do I want to return? I want to return the first name from customer ID and the order ID from orders table. Order ID is here. I want to return only this one. Add this table from this table and return the first name from this part. So from this part. But now I'm directing the compiler to check these two records using the customer ID, which is common in both. So that's why we are selecting these rows from the customers. Then I am doing a left joiner. What am I joining? I am joining these orders, the orders ID. So I am joining orders ID equal on left. So on left. Then I'm combining with the customers first name. But now I'm equating the customer ID together with the customer ID on the orders ID, the orders table, I mean. So I want the orders ID from orders table to be on left, on customers dot customer ID. So that's what we are doing. Then we can order by customer, then order by customers dot first name. So left join this one on this one. I'm left joining the orders on the customers. But what am I doing on left join? I am doing left join on from orders ID. So I want the orders ID to be on my left. That is it. Umekamata ama bando?
Hata
Umepata kitu, si ndio?
imeingia sasa, imeingia.
Okay. You can demonstrate using other name now. You can demonstrate that one.
Unakatika kama nimepata sasa.
Umepata, si ndio? Let's continue. We can do right joiner. I can hear somebody on the screen. Yes, Mr. Let's continue.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, so the left join will actually return all those records from the left table. So yes, John.
Okay, I'm asking, is it your background or whose? Ama, the guy, the drunk man who's making noise on your back?
Pardon?
I'm asking, is it your background or do you know that the drunk man who's making noise on your background?
Oh, there's somebody outside, not in this room.
There is noise of a, I don't know, drunk man. Maybe you can check. Check it out.
Let me check what is happening. Let me check what is happening. Okay, I think there are some things that we may not control. When you are in a rented house and somebody makes noise outside, what do you do? So you just bear with us.
It's fine now, The background is fine now. Don't know what you have done, but it's fine now.
Watu wameenda. Those fellas have gone. We can continue. So. Okay, Mr. Joseph. Okay. Ni life too. There are some things that are beyond our control. Sindio? Mtu akikuja hapo ni tukiendelea na darasa aanze kukupigia mlango, what will happen? You will just disrupt you. Yeah. But it's okay. Let's continue.
I had one question.
Yes.
Maybe you are quickly asked to pull out data for the first name and the contact number
Yes.
so that they want to use it quickly.
Yes.
So can you quickly show me how I can pull it out from this database?
Oh, this is the operation that you have done, eh? Sindio?
Yes, first name and the contact number alone.
First name and the contact number.
Mm.
The contact number is under which, let me see. The contact number. The contact number is under which?
I think it's the phone number and the customers.
And the customers, sindio? The customers, so we have the phone here, sindio? Now, you want to return on the left table, sindio? Because that's what left joined access. So. Now, suppose you want to return only, you want to return only what? The first name and the first name and the phone number. Sindio?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. So it's customers dot phone. Customers dot phone. Let's see. So you want us to return the first name and the customer's phone from only this from the left engine. See there. Let's check. Okay, I think you can see. We have the first name, phone, and under ID. See there. You can return any entry in any particular column. So. You can return any column. So. You can return any column. Now let's continue. I think I've answered your question, huh? See there. Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now, we want now to return data to return records from the right what? From the right table. Senior. From the right table. We have returned the data from the left table. Let's now return data from the right table. Now, we use the right join. So the right join keyword will return all records from the right table. So will return all records from the right table. That is employees. Even if there are no matches in the left table orders. So that is how the right join does. If you check our tables here, this is our orders table. The other one is the customers table. This is the customers table. Then you can select orders ID, you can select orders.orders ID. Then you can select customer's first name. Then you can select the customer last name from orders. Then we apply the rating join. So then we apply the rating join customer on order dot customer ID, which should be equal to the customer IDs on the customer table on the customer's table. So then we can order that in the particular data either in ascending or descending order on the orders ID. So let's try to execute this one. You can see the records that have been returned, they are from the right table. They are from the right table. So they are from the right table. Yes. So you can see we have the order ID, first name, last name. Then we continue like that. So we can dive on the having clauses and group by clause. So the having clause was actually added to SQL because you cannot use the where keyword with where keyword cannot be used with the aggregate functions. So remember the aggregate functions, they are the functions like the sum, count, all those, the aggregate functions. I think you understand what we mean by the aggregate functions that does some calculations in SQL. So select everything from store.customers. So select everything from store.customers. From this point, we can count customer ID, city from customers, and we can group this particular count by city. So let's try to execute this command here. You can see we have cities here, count of customer ID grouped by city. So we count the customer ID, then we group by city. We group by city. We group by city. So what do we do? When we execute this command here, we have the count of customer ID. Then that particular data is grouped by city. So we have customer ID 1 comes from this particular. We have one customer ID that is coming from Arlington. We have one customer ID that is coming from Atlanta. We have one from Chicago, one from Colorado Springs, one from Hamptons. So we have one. And if you were to have customers, let's say 2 customers from the same city, we will have the count to be 2 or 3 according to the number of customers.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we add that code to return the cities with the highest number of customers?
The cities with the highest number of customers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how our table behaves. So these are the customer ID. We have them here. Okay, you want us to do like pivoting, yes? No. We say that this city has this number of customers. So that's your question, huh? Serious.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I want us, we do this, Ada Walton. Ada Walton. This table just answered your question. How many Waltons do we have here under this column? Walton. How many do we have?
One.
One. Serious. I want us we change the second one to Hampton. That particular Hampton. So Walt Hampton, like that. Serious. Serious. Now I want us to apply the changes to that particular database. Then we finish the need there. Then I want us to execute the command. We have them there. Then we can count customer ID per sitting, room by city. Then based on this one here, then we can do this one here. I want us we browse up to the down. How many customers do we have under what? Under customer ID on what city? We have two. City. We have two. Now you can get you can actually get that one. Simple. That's a simple question. If we end let's say one time we end 7 entries, you'll see here in the account we have 7. So you can see we have 7 from this particular city. Are you okay now?
Now, suppose we have maybe million records.
Pardon?
Suppose we have a million records.
Yes.
Of cities. Now maybe we want just the top 5 cities.
Top 5 cities.
Yeah, top 5 cities only.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think is the right command to use? We underby, still we apply underby clause, then we limit. We limit 5. Kwani umeona mwa Kenya au nini? That question is in your project. So sitagusia sana. You just think about it. So. Okay. But at least you can apply those commands anywhere. So. It depends with the records that you want to return. So. Yes, it depends with the records that you want to return. What else can we do here? So the other thing is this one here. I want you to create this is just a simple database, because in your project you will be required to create a simple database, just a simple one with 3 tables. Then inside those tables we have some records. From that records, now you will be required to demonstrate how you can use the specific clauses that I will send to you. So that I will send to you. Now
I have another question.
Yes.
So maybe we have an AR diagram.
Pardon?
Now we want to suppose we have an AR diagram for the database design.
Yes.
And we want to create that database without coding. what can we do? Or we have coded the design of the database, but we want the ER diagram. What can we do using this
Okay.
software?
As a database admin or as a data scientist, I will talk of such question using even another software. But remember, as I told you, we have many DBMS that use the SQL language. So now I will direct you on how to use the XAMPP. Because in XAMPP, you will notice that you don't have to do all these coding. So everything is you enter them manually. Everything you enter them manually. Now, under the models, you can get that particular model directly from the software. You can get that particular that model directly from the software. Do you have example in your machine?
No.
Which course are you taking actually, by the way, if I may ask?
Statistics and programming.
Statistics and programming. Me, I have done statistics with IT. Now, that question actually just research on how you can return a model from the XAMPP, because you notice that as you do research on different
Maybe you can, you've mentioned the word ZAM.
Yes.
Maybe you can write it for us on the screen so that we see the spelling and we are able to research on it.
Exam. This one.
Yeah, because it sounds like it's a software that you are quite happy with, so we can research. Thank you.
Let me show you. This is it. Do you see? XAMPP.
It's XAMPP.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
But my
So the XAMPP, I've used it for some time, but just looks like the same as the workbench and my PHP my admin.
Yeah. But you have the MySQL and admin and XAMPP, see no?
Yeah.
Yeah, let it open. Genuinely come thank you. Okay. The XAMPP, we can start. But now, okay, I think guys, why are we getting this error here when we try to open the XAMPP? I was using it earlier before I installed the workbench. When I installed the workbench, this is the output that I get after when I try to use it. Who has a solution for this? Guys, who has a solution for this one? I think you will SMS me privately. We see how we can perform those tasks. So.
Okay.
But I did that in summer. Okay. A question for your project will be create a sample database of your choice. So create a database sample of your choice. So you will be required to create a database. So first name, you create a database, you name the database. From there, you create 3 tables under that particular database. Let me give you a hint. If you want to create a database called the name of the database that contains three. You can have any. Actually you can have Kenyan database. So where you will have a table called the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. I'm giving you an example from that particular judiciary table. You can have some employees, for example, starting with the president of that particular wing, who is there, the name of the employee, then the designation. Yes, that's a good sample. Then you can do on the legislature, then the executive. So you can do those three, but not limited. You just do create a database of your choice. The good important, the purpose of this database, or how will I mark these databases? You will send me this code. So you will send just a code. So then I execute them in my machine. Then from there, I do what? I want you marks. Then I will send what you are supposed, the operations, the clauses that you can demonstrate. Not actually the clauses, a sentence that will direct you, that will force you to use a specific words, to use a specific clause in order to get the answer. In order to get the answer. So this is just a repetition or a revision of what we have been doing. We can create a database company, let's say company 0, no, company 2, because I think I've already executed this command here. This is company 2. Now you create database company 2. So what happens when I execute this command? I have it here. We have created that particular database. So I'm telling my compiler, use that database. So every operation that is performed down here is based on what? The company 2 database. Then I execute the command. 0 rows affected. From that, we have create table. We can create a table now under that particular database, because if we open it here, let's see. Let's see. This is company 2. Let's have the company 2 somewhere here. Where is the company 2? Oh, I have not refreshed.
Did you refresh? You have not refreshed.
I have to refresh the schema. So when you expand the company 2, you'll notice that we don't have an arrow here to expand the table. We don't have that particular to expand the tables. Now we can create a table. So create the table employee. What is the attribute or the columns that are present in my employee? We have for example, the employee ID, that is an integer. We have name, which is a voucher of wing 20. We have the gender of voucher 20. I want you to execute these commands in your machine and show us your output. Who is going to do that? Morris, are you following? Are you doing what we are doing? David, who is going to perform that task?
Yes, I am following.
Yes, is it possible you perform from your side? Can you share your screen with us?
I've executed it, but and it has ran.
Uh-huh.
Though on this side it is written as company 3, which I've changed to company 2.
It's
And
okay, it's okay. Just the name
yes,
of the
I've,
database, huh? So.
yes.
Yes. So who will not be able to create a database up to where we are now? Create a database, give the database name, 1 mark. Create table, blah blah blah, this attribute, 3 marks. Insert values in this particular, insert into this, 3 marks. Guys, mtashindo kweli?
So basically we'll be creating one database with 3 tables.
Yes, a minimum of
or
3.
One database, but database will be one with 3 tables.
Yes, a database is just one with.
Not.
Yes, Melvin.
Not 3 databases. Not 3 databases.
No.
3 tables.
No. Not
Just
3
one
databases. It's just one database, but under this database we have 3 tables. See there. You can have a database called university, for example. Create a database Kenyatta University. Under that particular database, you can create table management. So under this management, we have the attribute of the management. We have the name, the designation of the person that he or she is holding, the ID number, the phone number, for example. You can have a record of, let's say, you can insert only 5 people or 6. So then you do away with that table. Then create table students. You can have 5 students. We have the name of the student, we have the registration numbers, we have the course, about the field. You can be in field or the school of science, blah blah blah, those things. So. Is it making sense? Then from there you can have another table called, let's say, the security, for example. You can have the security. You have the names of the security, their phone numbers, their salaries, what they get. See there. Then from, for example, those salaries, I can tell you, or I can ask you to write a command that displays the most paid, security guard. See there. I think those directives are very easy to follow. See there. Is it making sense? Guys.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you may love Visual Studio. So I will send it's just a simple directive, huh? Just a simple directive. And from that point, we will just be through with our course. So for example, on this part here, we can create table employee, employee, but now, how will I know that you are not copying each other? You will have to come with a database of your choice. So I expect unique what? Unique databases. So now, you can have a family database. So now you can have any database, whether you so that you have 3 tables in each particular database. So everybody to create his or her own database name. Under that database name, you'll see create 3 tables with some records. Then from there, I will have like 5 sentences that will be forcing you on, that will require you to apply some specific clauses to answer those questions. So nani hajaelewa?
When we have answered, how are we going to transmit that?
Okay, very good.
We're going to write a script. We are going to save a script.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, here, I want you to see what you will be doing. For example, here, you have, I'm sure you have something that is open, eh? When you click on, let's say, student, no, client. Let's say, for example, here, so, you write all your things, so, all your cons, you insert everything. Then you save, you control S, sindio? Control S. Control S itakuleta hapo, just type your name, sawa. Type your name, for example, I'm John. So this is your script, sawa. I save it, sawa. Na pale yenye nimesave, sio nimetoa jina John hapa. When I've saved it, iko na content yote hapa, na unajua folder yenye umesave, sindio? Are we together? Let me, for example, I want to save this, Control S. Control S, it means you can now select a specific folder. So you can select a specific what? Folder where you want to save what? Your script. Let's say SQL2, yes, okay, no, I write the name. Let's say I'm called Adiamo. Then I save. So you can see I have Adiamo. So I will write everything here, and remember to save while you are writing those commands. After you write, you control S. After you write, you control S until you are finished. You have finished everything. So then you will send the assignment file to your class. Yes, that is what I have to say. Anything, any question up to that point? So this is this command.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm asking, what's the difference between database and server?
Database and?
Or are they just the same thing in the server?
Pardon, sikupati vizuri.
Database and the server, are they the same thing?
Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Remember the first. Okay, I can answer you. What is the difference between database and a server? So that's your question. See now, a database, I want to get the point clearly. A database is just a structured set of data held in a computer. So but now, for you to hold this data, it must have a space. It must have what? It must have a space. So a space is like a, For example, when I say something is stored in cloud servers, what do you think is a server? This is a program now that is responsible for managing this animal coding database. So because you cannot create database on a computer that does not have a server that is responsible for those things. Is it making sense? You have asked the question. I think you are now getting the difference. Huh? Sit down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Any other question? I
I
think.
have a question.
Yes, Morris.
And maybe we have just have used just the like a workbench and my SQL, and we have designed a Python program with it, and it is a desktop application. How do we back up that data maybe for recovery when something goes wrong with the machine?
Okay, very good. Uh, how to do backup in Workbench? Studio. I think that's your question, huh?
Yes.
Remember, the process of backing up information mm, will arise when, let's say, your computer has been stolen, studio, or your computer has crashed, studio.
Yes.
Now, the process of backing up information in SQL is very important and very critical operation. So, number one, you will note that my SQL or the SQL, the structured query language, uses a certain server. So when you are using that particular or hata mimi nikikuja Nairobi right now, I can access the data that I have already stored in what? In the server, in the MySQL server. Now, you launch the SQL server management tool in inaitangwa SSMS, and you connect to your SQL server instance. So kitu yenye utakuwa nayo ni just to remember the password and the usernames. So then from there you can connect your database from anywhere. So even if your laptop has been stolen, you can do all those things. But deleting information from your database and recovering them is a different story. Is it making sense?
And what if we use maybe a lightweight database like SQLite?
SQLite. So will you be connected to a certain database, a certain server, even with SQLite, because I've not come across it?
SQLite is a lightweight database which does not require any server to run.
It does not require any server to run. So it means that the database does not have the right standards to hold the critical data. So no, because if it crashes with your data, where will you retrieve that data? Nowhere. So no.
Now that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Ni kama saa hii nikwambie you save your contact numbers in your Gmail, and another person saves in his or a SIM card. Mwenye amesave kwa SIM card, if he or she happens to lose that SIM card, he will not be able to retrieve that data. Simple.
Now, I didn't get your concept on backing up the data, but maybe you explain a bit because it happens maybe I'm developing an SQL database and now everything goes. How do I get it back?
How do you
Get it back, or how can I avoid such a situation?
how how can you avoid losing the machine or losing the data? Which is which?
Losing the data set, losing the data
Losing
from
the
the
data.
database in case, yes.
Yeah, okay. I will direct you like this. If you want your data to be safe, always, you must launch the SQL Server Management Studio, the SSMS. Without that one, without that studio and connecting it to your SQL Server instance, then it means you will not be able to retrieve the data if you lose it. So. And losing data, it does not mean that you go in your database, delete information, then you do recovery. What are you doing recovery for? Those are simple commands that you can use to retrieve those particular data. So now I will send a link, not a link actually. I will send you a document that shows that as steps on how to create what, a backup, on how to create a backup if you lose that particular data. So I think I can end there. Let me send you the project for the 10 to
Last
15.
question.
Yes.
Okay, my question is,
Yes.
why are there different types of well, like you have MySQL, SQL? Does it mean that we learn all of them or no? Then the next question is, why are you not using the Postgres there, but just MySQL?
Okay. This language, the language called SQL, uh, is used a lot in different words. Different organizations can decide to use the SQL. SQL is how can I frame this answer? Mm, okay, check on this. I want to study English language. English language. I can learn English through studying histories. For example, if I attend history classes, will I improve my English language? Yes. If I go for CRE, I will improve the language. Yes. If I go for the language, which is the other, the physics class, I will improve my English language. So now this is the SQL language. Now you can improve your language through different DBMSs. Like the MySQL workbench, for example, the Postgre, the NoSQL language. So you can learn it in any path that you want. But Sasa, if you are through with, for example, using the MySQL to study this particular language, it means even if you go for a PostgreSQL class, you are better because they are going to learn the same syntax for inserting data, the same syntax. I think there is no difference. It's upon you to choose which wing you want to follow. And you will notice that some DBMSs, they don't use what? They don't use commands. Actually, some of them, they don't use commands. Some have been developed in a method that they integrate the data directly from the other sources, then they capture the data to other databases. That, I think that's the difference. But if you have learned SQL here, it is the same SQL that is taught on the Postgre, the Oracles, all those other things. Umepata Malvin?
Well grasped.
Okay. So I think we can end there for today. As I send you the project, nitawatumia tu kwa group, nitaiona hapo usiku. Sawa. Are we together? With
Yes, thank you.
with the materials that you have, just use them to do those things. to do their assignments, their projects. I think I don't have much to say. We can end there for today. Or is Mr. Bounty around? He can comment something as we wrap up the course. Okay, I think